Welcome to Lolita's Kitchen. Before you get started, please hit that subscribe button so you'll know when I'm uploading new videos. I would like to welcome my newcomers, and I would also like to welcome back my regulars. Today I'm making queso fresco, and I'm using a half a gallon of regular milk, whole milk, and I'm using distilled vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar if you want to. It doesn't really matter. I have a cheesecloth and also a strainer so that I can strain the milk. I'm also using 3 tablespoons. I have a little tablespoon measure right here, and I'm using 3 tablespoons of vinegar. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna pour half a gallon of milk into this pot, and I'm gonna bring it to right before it gets to the boil, I'm gonna cut it off. So I'm not gonna boil the milk, but I want it to get hot enough just to have bubbles around the edges. And you want to constantly stir the milk because you don't want the milk to burn at the bottom, because then you're going to get like black residue floating around the milk, and that's not what you want. Okay, our milk is almost ready. You see the bubbles around the edges, and you see the steam coming off the milk. So this is almost where we want to be. I'm just going to let it go just a little bit, maybe about 1 more minute. Now I'm going to turn off the pot. And if you have a thermometer, you can measure this to see if it's 190 degree Fahrenheit, but I don't have a thermometer. Now I'm going to add the vinegar little by little. Some people add all the vinegar, but I'm going to add little by little and just let the milk and the vinegar do its thing. Okay, as you can see, the milk is starting to curdle. That's exactly what you want, because that's the cheese forming. So you want to add the vinegar little by little and just let the milk and the vinegar go through its process. And try to be as gentle as possible when you're stirring this. Don't get crazy with the stirring, because if you stir too much, you're not going to form the cheese. You're not going to get the clumps of cheese you want. They're going to be really small curdles. So I'm going to add the rest of the vinegar, and I'm going to let the milk sit for about 30 minutes so that the milk could separate from the water, and then I'm going to strain it. Okay, so we added the last of the vinegar, so we want to stir just a little bit so that the vinegar can mix with the milk. And now we're going to let it sit for 30 minutes and we'll be back. Okay, so this is what the milk looks like after 15 minutes. You see how it's separating, and you see like a water or like a yellow liquid? That's what you want. Okay, so it's been 30 minutes, and now the milk, this is how the milk looks. So you can tell that the milk is ready because you see all the curdles at the top of the milk, and the water's at the bottom. Okay, so we're gonna get ready to strain this. So now at this point, you want to squeeze out as much as you can of the water. If you can't squeeze the water, a lot of water out with your hands, try to set something heavy on top of the cheese so that you can get most of the water out. Okay, so I squeezed out as much water as I could, but I would like to get a little bit more water out of it. So I'm going to put the bottle of vinegar on top of it for a weight and see if I can get more water out that way. I'm going to let the vinegar bottle sit on it for about a good 10 minutes, and I'll be back. So now I'm going to take out the cheese from the cheesecloth, and I'm going to add the salt to it. Okay, so this is the time that you're going to add the salt to it, and you're going to taste it as you go to see if you need more salt. So you're gonna crumble it, and then you're gonna just sprinkle salt little by little. Okay, so now that it's crumbled, I'm gonna add the salt, and then I'm gonna test it to see if it has enough salt for me. Okay, so now you're gonna mix the cheese with the salt so that you can cover most of the cheese. Okay, so I'm gonna do a taste test to see if it has enough salt. Yeah, it has enough salt. Okay, so I'm going to transfer the cheese into this this bowl, and I'm going to keep my fingers crossed, and hopefully it will come out tomorrow the way it's supposed to. So I will see you tomorrow. Okay, I couldn't wait for the next day. It's only been a couple of hours, and I just want to see if it's ready. Well, I guess I'm too impatient, so I'm just gonna just see if it's ready. If it's not ready, then oh well, it'll flop, you know, and we'll just see it together. So wish me luck. Okay, so I'm just gonna get a dish and just put it over it and try. I hope it's loose enough, and I'm gonna flip it and see what happens. Give me just a little bit of time because I'm doing this one-handed. I don't have a camera person today, so I'm doing this by myself today. Okay, here it is, guys. Okay, so now I'm gonna slice it and see if it's ready. I can't wait to slice into this, so let's see what happens. Okay, so the real test is to see if it tastes like cheese. It looks like cheese. It feels like cheese. Now let me just see if it tastes like cheese. Okay, here it goes. And yes, it definitely tastes like cheese. It's creamy, it has enough salt in it, and it has the right texture. So I have made cheese. And now you know it won't be complete without guava and crackers. So I have to get some guava and crackers. Now the real party begins. Se formó la gozadera. Well guys, thank you again for watching my channel. Please stay tuned for more upcoming videos. Have a good day. God bless. Goodbye.